27-year-old female, possible stroke. She has numbness on the left side. She is completely alert. She's breathing normally, unable to feel her tongue.
10-4, thank you. Lady having a stroke, man. Hopefully she's not having a stroke at 47, though, man.
Yeah, you right about that.
That's young. Here she go.
How you doing? What's going on, my man? That's your mom's? What's going on with her? She doesn't feel well? Has she ever had a stroke before? All right, we'll check her out, man.
This patient has had a stroke previously this year. That does concern me because now she's at a higher risk for a second stroke. It's important to treat stroke patients as soon as possible because the longer you take to get that issue resolved, the more brain cells you lose.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby. What's going on with you today?
Hello.
My tongue's numb.
All right, let me take your mask down for me, sweetie. All right, stick your tongue out for me. All right, smile. Good, good smile. All right, good. This is what I want you to do. Squeeze both hands with me. Good job, good job. All right, do me a favor. Close your eyes. Hold your arms up. Good job, baby, good job. All right.
You passed our test. What's your name?
Melissa.
Melissa. I'm Joe, and that's Titus.
It feels like this side of my face is.
It just feels like it's numb?
It's just your face that feels numb? Tongue and face?
The lip feels like somebody wants to pull it down.
All right, and when did this start, love?
A half an hour ago.
A half an hour. All right, baby.
Tell me something. What's this right here?
A pen.
What color is it?
Joe, I can't tell what color it is.
All right, I get that. It's got dark in. Is that your husband that was out there?
No, that's a son.
My husband died
I'm sorry.
2.5 years. This month.
We do have stroke protocols, and we look into a box on what we're looking for. But when you don't see that, and then a patient is telling you, I feel like I'm having weakness somewhere, I feel like my speech is not right.
No, you good. Hey, baby, look, I done had many women hold on to me. It ain't their fault.
We got you.
Anyone with stroke-like deficits needs to get to the ER as soon as possible.
All right, babe, how old are you, 27, 28?
No, I'm 47.
All right, don't move, don't talk. We take a picture of your heart. Your blood pressure is beautiful.
It is. It's better than mine.
All right, did we make up our mind where we gonna go?
The main house in the baby.
All right.
The main one.
We going that way anyway, so it worked itself out.
It look good off the printer, man. Hot off the press.
All right, babe, look, your heart looks so good, like you go play some basketball with this.
All right, look, I'm gonna go pilot this thing, all right?
All right, say, fam, we gonna take care of it, bro. Thank you, I appreciate it, bro.
All right.
All right. You married New Orleans, man? See, that's why I like you already. Ain't nothing wrong with a New Orleans,
He's
man.
6 years older than me.
Oh, really? But that's the one that passed away, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, babe. You gonna find you another little settler?
Yeah.
I hear that. Ain't nothing wrong with
Well, I
that.
got one in Florida, one in Atlanta, one in Texas. I can't do Texas.
What, you got them lined up?
Yeah.
We gotta get you on Tinder.
Rescue 4, 38-year-old female, possibly unresponsive. Please acknowledge.
Rescue Force responding. 38-year-old female fainted. Don't know if she's awake or not. Calls for fainting, unconscious. We get those all the time. I got engine going with us too.
It's good, you can still get there a lot quicker, it's right up the road.
Depending upon the situation, you could have someone who just passed out from the heat. Then again, you could have someone who said they fainted, but they're in cardiac arrest. So we're just preparing ourselves for anything.
Bro, I need a shower. I need a shower.
I was about in the process too.
Sure, let me know, we can do it together.
Okay. Yeah. Rescue 4 on the scene. What's going on?
What's she doing when she passed out?
She was on her way upstairs from the basement.
In the laundry when she passed out.
Arriving on scene, we find a lady who's very weak, very lethargic, not acting normal.
Now she's got to get your blood pressure.
Okay.
She's laying in the bed about an hour.
She says she doesn't know where she is or who she is.
Tell her that we're going to take her to the hospital. Let's go this way.
We learned that she had a car accident a couple years ago with a brain injury, and she's had strokes ever since.
She's got a line? Oh, okay, cool. We're going to do everything. We want to go through what we call a stroke assessment, find out if we have any deficits or weakness. Squeeze my hand. Come on, squeeze. You have a headache?
Look at me. Don't wait.
She looks like she got a little droop to her left.
That's what we were talking about more. Light.
Open your eye. Look at me. Come on, ma'am.
Squeeze. Both. Squeeze hard. Squeeze. She got left side deficit. Let's get a driver and get out of here. Let's go. This patient appears to be having a stroke, which means we have a short period of time before the symptoms that she's having become permanent. Sweetheart, listen. Lift your right leg. Hold it there. Hold it. Hold it.
Now, take up this foot.
Let's do that for her. Hold it. No? Okay. Yeah, we'll call stroke alert. We're going to go to Tampa General. Most important thing we can do is alert the hospital so that the stroke team is ready when we get there.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Tampa Fire Rescue 4. I got a 38-year-old female fainted, complaining of a headache, has a history of blood clots.
When it comes to stroke alert, there's only a few things we can really do for the patient. The main thing is getting them ready for the hospital and get them in that CT scan.
Has left side deficit. She may have a little left side facial droop also.
With strokes, seconds matter. This whole time we're transporting them, they could be having a bleed or a clot, and part of their brain is suffering damage the entire time. Hold on, ma'am, okay? We're almost at the hospital.
So they don't know if she had a stroke or not. She does not have a bleed.
But history of clots.
History of clots. This patient's really young. She has kids that depend on her. Calls like this make you think that you're not invincible as a parent, that you are vulnerable, things can happen. Hopefully she'll be all right. If she has clots, I mean, she got there early.
Vitals were good, though.
Vitals were good.
But symptomatic.
So, you know, you begin to realize how important you are to your children, and not being able to take care of them is a very difficult situation.
A 60-year-old guy was saying that he had a bleed last week. Just got released from the hospital.
Well, that's probably a good indication something's going on.
Then I received a call for a 61-year-old male complaining of head pain. Possibly it could be a stroke. That must be your boy right there. How you doing, sir? Hey, look, we're gonna take care of you.
My head.
It's hurting?
Worst headache you ever felt in your life?
Yeah.
When they say that it's the worst pain they've ever felt when in reference to a headache, that's a red flag for strokes.
Well, you know your name and your date of birth.
Yeah. 10-9-8.
Obviously, his speech is kind of slurred right now. When did your speech start slurring like that?
2 hours.
2 hours?
2 hours? All right. For a stroke, you have like a 4-hour window. You want to get there, doctors can do a procedure called TPA. If it's a clot, they can break that clot up. Squeeze my hand. Squeeze both of them home. So we're running a series of tests to help us recognize if he's having a stroke or what type of stroke he's actually having. All right, Dan, look, we got the roll time, man.
Can you go?
And you feel like your speech is not normal to you right now either, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Coming to you with a 60-year-old male. Let's do stroke activation. He's awake and oriented. He's got unexplained slurred speech, as well as the worst headache of his life. This is one of the instances where time is important. We'll be there in about 4 or 5 minutes. The longer his brain is occluded from the right amount of blood flow, the more irreversible damage that will be done. Pulling up, okay?
30 to 20 minutes at the hospital.
Dude, I do not like you being in my seat.
Get your skinny ass in this truck, man.
For me, it's a blessing. You know, I'm finally a paramedic. It's been a long time in the making, a lot of hard work, and I feel like, you know, I made a lot of people proud.
Felt weird driving, I know that.
It felt funny you hitting all those bumps. I guess we should go back, because I think you missed a couple of them.
I think TITUS is doing good. Obviously, he had an amazing teacher in myself. I think we need to run out to EMD and see if they got a new seat they can put me in, because your big ass has like wallowed this one out, because it's so flattened and spread out.
Hey, I wanted to tell you a little now right here, man.
To be honest, it's kind of an adjustment for me. It's been a few years since I've actually had to drive.
Man, slow this motherfucker down,
Hey.
boy. I'm kind of tight right there, pimpin'.
Hey, not gonna have you tell me how to drive all night. I've been driving these trucks a long time.
I don't know, pimp. I don't know.
You was punching numbers for Sears when I was driving these trucks.
Man, please. That's us.
There you go.
3020.
A 57-year-old male having a seizure.
My first call, pimp.
First one as a paramedic.
First one's a paramedic.
You gonna take this one or you want me to take it?
Man, you see this hand, bro? Smooth as a cucumber. I'm gonna let you take it, though. Nah, we gonna do this together. All right, 3220, we on scene. What's up, baby? Tell me what happened.
I just heard no, and I was in the other room.
Has this ever happened before? No, he doesn't have any history. This is not too good. That wasn't a seizure. Something's just going on. We just gonna wrap him up and get him to the hospital.
Literally. Made me weak in the stomach, my man. I noticed he had defecated on himself, which isn't a good sign. Doesn't really look like he's seasoned, but something's definitely not right. Thank y'all, man.
This lady think that he was dying. She was told that every black man has a bowel movement right before they die.
Everybody has a bowel movement when they die. Well, I'm gonna try to start a live IV over here for you.
I appreciate that.
All right, don't move. All right.
Got his attention.
Yeah, definitely got his attention.
What's your name? Wayne, what's going on with you? You don't know? Do you have a history of seizures?
No.
You been drinking tonight?
No.
Something's not right, Rain.
TITUS checks his pupils, and they're not pinpoint, so we're not really suspecting an overdose.
We don't know what's going on, Rain. Why don't you help me out to figure that out? What's going on? Check a sugar on him. Wayne, what's the problem?
96.
Check the sugar. Heart rate was normal.
As we working on him, he'll snap back and he'll start answering the questions appropriately. And then he'll go back to a state of confusion.
That doesn't look right.
He had a plus 200 systolic blood pressure. So the signs was his blood pressure, and his symptoms is he's being altered. So those two things pretty much go hand in hand.
You gotta wake up, Wayne.
It doesn't guarantee it's a stroke, but it's a high indication that that's the way you want to lean.
You ever been transported by EMS before? All right. Well, look, we're gonna take care of you, all right? I'm gonna call it altered mental status, and let's just take him to university.
3220, put us around the university.
It's more appropriate for him to go to a stroke center. He needs to go have a CAT scan as soon as possible, so we want to bring him to the hospital that can deal with his issues.
3251, you're going to be responding for a 52-year-old male. It's going to be a code 3 in the 4th with fire.
Let's see, 52-year-old male, not conscious.
Stand by. This is going to turn into a code.
Someone whose coding is in full cardiac arrest. That means their heart is not beating. It means that they are not breathing. That is a life-threatening emergency.
Any Sprint want to go with him?
Yeah, 10-4. Give me the address. I'm going to be en route shortly.
At New Orleans EMS, we have different type of response vehicles. And tonight, I'm on the Sprint truck as that secondary.
Time to snatch another one from the jaws of death.
Come on, Katie. We got it.
What's going on, baby? What's going on?
All right. What you want, Kate?
Let's start bagging him, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to start bagging them.
All right.
Entitled currently at 80.
Not a code.
He clipped
He's
it on
clipped.
He's laying on the floor, and he looks like he could be dead just because of the stiffness of his body. But the patient is breathing and does have a pulse.
Does he have a history of seizures? I'm gonna give some Versed, y'all. I think he might be seizing.
Might be seizing?
Versed's in. Still tacky in the 120s.
All right, here's a
Pressure's
tourniquet.
still high. What's his pupils look like, babe?
Pupils are, he's at about 3, 2, 3.
All right. Are they reactive? Okay.
2, 3.
They're reactive at a 2?
React 2, 3, yeah.
All right. Yeah, now look, we're not stiff anymore.
We're not, completely relaxed now.
Heart rate's coming down, too.
With a positive response to the Versed, he was having a seizure prior to our arrival. But he hasn't woken up, so now we have to figure out why his blood pressure is so high, and are we having complications from that elevated blood pressure?
Come bag him real quick. I'm going to go get the stretcher.
Yeah, I got no elevation.
What was the sugar?
208.
All right, so sugar's good.
I'm a stroke activate.
Because of his pressure?
Because of his pressure, and if we don't get any response.
Okay.
What's his name, love? Roy.
Stretcher's ready.
All right.
Breathe the bag again, for him. One more time.
1340.
All right, let's move. I'd like to ask you how you feel about stroke activate.
I'm gonna continue with that theory.
Dealing with patients who having a stroke, it is very time sensitive because when your brain is deprived of oxygen for a long period of time, it begins to die. So a stroke activation is notifying dispatch that we need to move.
He's still gagging.
Well, gagging's better because we didn't have gagging before. Let's keep bagging, babe.
All right, you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Roy! New Orleans EMS University stroke activation.
University, go ahead.
Hey, it's Katie. I'm en route to you with a 52-year-old male was found down. He is still unresponsive. He's been hypertensive with me. Last blood pressure is 156 over 102. And title's still high, which means he's been down for a while. I just want to look at his people real quick. Ooh, let's treat that now.
While reassessing the patient, I noticed that his pupils are pinpoint. So now we've added an overdose into the mix as well.
His pupils were reactive initially when we got there and bigger, but now they're pinpoint.
If our patient has used any opiates or anything like that today, on top of the medications to stop the seizure activity, they can cause overdose-like symptoms.
Now we're gonna give him a little bit of Narcan and see if that helps. Mr. Roy! Hey, Roy! Good morning! Hey, baby! All right, he is awake now and getting a little combative after the Narcan administration. So we'll be to your facility in 2.
You okay, Katie? We pulling up in a minute.
Roy, relax, baby, relax. Roy, hey, you're in an ambulance.
We do now have movement. He's now combative. He doesn't know what's going on. Considering the fact that this patient had a seizure, possibly having a stroke, possibly overdosed, has all these things going on, it's definitely been one hell of a day for him.
We're awake. We went through what? Drugs, stroke, seizure, all the things. And then when we got back inside, they gave Narcan again because his pupils went pinpoint again. And he is currently in CT to rule out a head bleed.
Oh, he could have been doing drugs, which caused him to have a bleed in the head, which caused him to have a seizure.
If he had the high blood pressure medicine and then, let's say he's non-compliant.
Could have been, yeah.
That could have made it worse.
When they say there's not your textbook calls.
This is it.
But he's still kicking. Not high right now, but he's kicking.
Snatched from the jaws of death.
I did say it en route. You want me to say it? I did say it en route.
Good job.
Yeah.
Till the next one, guys.
Yes, indeed.
Safe, be strong. Let's do this.
Get that stretcher in here.
You're gonna bleed to death.
Grab the nozzle, grab the nozzle.
You know, they're not dead. I can work with that.